It's another episode of Away from Hale End after the second match week now for the under-21s and the under-18s. A lot to catch everybody up on, so let's get right into it and not waste any time.
Floor Balogun, a cheeky back heel.
With ease, Miguel Aziz's first goal for Portsmouth.
Into the path of Smith-Rowe, into the box. Smith-Rowe scores! A really deserved first goal in Huddersfield Town colours.
Arsenal played Nottingham Forest in the Premier League 2. That's the under-21s for those who don't know. Here was the starting lineup. A little different from what we saw in the first week. Not a ton of difference. But you did have Marli Salmon starting at right back. You actually can't see behind my face here, sorry. Is Will Sweet, who actually played at left center back. Maldini Kalkuri played at right center back. And then you had Marcel Washington at left back. Everything in front of that was the same. Dudziak playing in as that lone six with Copley and Damien Augustien in front of Dudziak. And then Cabia on the right, Charles Sagoe Jr. on the left, and Andre Anus at striker. And then we had a change in goal, and that's Lucas Nygaard, who started in goal during this match. And that's because Tommy Setford was with the first team after Carl Hayne got his loan move to Werder Bremen. So Carl Hayne was the third goalkeeper. Now he's out at Werder Bremen on a straight loan. Arsenal did everything they could to get a permanent deal done. Could not get it done. We'll see what happens there. I assume he signed that 1 year extension that the team had till 2027, meaning that when he comes back, again, he'll have 1 year left on his deal, and hopefully Arsenal can recoup any amount of money for him, but that is not 100% clear at this point. So we'll get right into the game. And Damien Augustien, I spoke a lot about this last episode, where he has such an ability to play the ball forward in very different ways than any other player in our team. Just the creativity in the way that he uses his left foot. And I just want to show you this again because I was distracted here, but just really interesting technique, really creative in the way that he passes and sees the pitch ahead of him. You would have liked him to do a little bit better here. Maybe shoot that first time on the left foot, but really well done. Little interplay there in and around the box. I thought Andre Anus was spectacular in this game. Just truly has become a great all-around number 9. Even there, look at the way he kind of changed that run. And Charles Sagoe Jr. We're going to get into a full comp of Charles Sagoe Jr. in this episode, so stay around for that. But he is just too good for this level. And I don't mean to continuously riff on Harrison Dudziak and his inability to play as a 6, but just right there, you saw exactly what I've been talking about with Harrison Dudziak. He's a very good box-to-box midfielder, an extremely good passer, actually very strong in duels, really good at winning 50-50s, but right here, this is Dudziak here. This player is driving at him. The last thing you can do as a 6, who is the last line of defense ahead of your front four, your back four, is what Dudziak's done here, which is stepped out. Now he's put himself in a position where he has giving no coverage. Now you're going to have these two runners coming in against these two defenders. You've put your defense in a very, very poor place, and that's exactly what happens. Kakuri takes a step with the attacker this way. Sweet's got to watch this guy. He can't step forward. Marcel Washington's always chasing at this point. And then, again, I don't mean to speak badly on our players here, but Maldini Kakuri, look at how far over his legs, his upper body is. Puts him in no position to stop the ball. Can't get close. And Nygaard probably should do better to stop that ball near post, but a brutal opening goal. And the second goal, again, just Arsenal shooting themselves in the foot. Augustien looks to just play out from deep and pass it right to the Forest player. But we were by far and away the better player in this side. Andre in this game. Andre Anus, again, excellent work to get into the channels. Gets the ball into Sagoe Jr., who tries to... Sagoe Jr., I don't have the exact stats, but he must have had 5, 6, 7 shots, maybe 3 or 4 on target in this match, so close to scoring, and then finally gets his goal here right from the edge of the box. Cabia does absurdly well to take in this long ball, pinning his defender behind him. Not the kind of play we're used to seeing from Cabia, right? We're usually used to seeing Ismail Cabia getting in behind, using his pace, but nice to see him able to use his strength too. Against a bigger player, holds the ball off and lays it off to Sagoe Jr. And then after that, Arsenal were all over Forest. Super unlucky not to get 2, 3 more goals. They did get 1 more goal. Again, Cabia and Sagoe Jr. linking up beautifully there, where Cabia finds Sagoe Jr. on the spot and probably should have scored. And Ife Ibrahim. Another player who we're going to show a specific comp of from this match, but just the little things that he does so well, and we're going to get into more detail, but just kind of picks the ball up here in midfield, able to just stay moving forward, lays it off perfectly so Kavia can just run onto it, gets it right into Herman Anus, who makes a splendid run, who's just unfortunate not to score, but just over and over again. The Arsenal under-21s did really well to keep fighting in this match, and here's Sagoe Jr.'s assist, takes the ball down well, gets it onto the substitute, Seb Ferdinand, who finds the corner. And Seb Ferdinand's going to have a lot of opportunities with these under-21s because there's no way Sagoe Jr. and Kavia are staying for this whole year. They just have to play senior football at some point this year. And here we are into the Ife Ibrahim comp. Just, first of all, look at the sheer size of Ibrahim. He has grown at least 3 inches since last year. And he's so comfortable with both feet. You'll watch this comp, and you're not going to know if he's right-footed or left-footed. I'm honestly not sure. I feel like I've called his left foot and his right foot weak foots in videos about Ife Ibrahim before. He's so comfortable turning either way, dribbling on both feet, playing the ball forward on either foot. So comfortable receiving the ball on either foot. And look at the range of passing that he has. He goes out to his right. He'll go out to his left. He'll recycle play back into the defense. Ibrahim is truly one of the most special players we have at the academy right now, and not just because of his athleticism. He is just a really smart player. He's a really ambitious and confident player. When he's trying to build out from the back and play in the press, he's super calm in the way he receives the ball. Ife Ibrahim completely changed the way that this game went. When Dudziak was on, and he unfortunately did go off injured, but when Dudziak was on, nobody was willing to step into that midfield and take the risk that Ibrahim, as you're seeing in all this interplay, took and continued to go at the Forest side over and over again. A really, really strong match from Ibrahim. And what it's going to do now is, we'll see what the Dudziak injury is. We don't have a report yet, but Ibrahim's going to probably step in as the 6 now for this team, and it's going to change the way that this team plays. The best minutes they've played so far in these first 2 matches have been when Ibrahim has come on and played as the 6. Now, whether that means when Dudziak comes back, he's going to move into a box-to-box role, probably alternating with Louis Copley, that's where I see his future anyway. And it also opens up the under-18s who have a lot of really, really talented young defensive midfielders who need to play. That's Tashawn Marisa, Sarab Sampang, 2 players who I'd like to see getting consistent under-18s minutes, and we need Ibrahim at the under-21s. I mean, look at his size. This is a player, and obviously you're watching in this comp, this is a player who's ready to play at the under-21 level. There's absolutely no doubt about that. So now that the space is opening up, I can't imagine Ibrahim is going to give that up. And talking about players who are too good for the level, I mean, Charles Sagoe Jr. was just way too good in this match. I mean, things were way too easy for him. Cutting inside, going outside, using both feet, countless amounts of times. Players literally had to drag him down to stop him. He's also just getting a little bit too much space where it's not helping his development, right? Like, Charles Sagoe Jr. needs to be operating in tighter areas to continue to get better at the positions that he takes up. Now, if you watch this comp, you'll see that Sagoe Jr. is happy to play off the left, through the middle, off the right. I mean, he was all over the place in this match. But again, every single action comes with so much time and space, whereas even in that loan he went to Swansea, he didn't even get the chance to play senior football, right? He ended up playing mostly for the under-21s. I mean, he was the best player on the pitch far and away, and that's of no surprise. He made his senior debut for Arsenal 2 years ago at this point. Charles Sagoe Jr. needs to go out on loan, find his next step in football, or find a permanent move. I do hate to say it, but that's just the case. I mean, even a simple play like that, it was just so well done from Charles Sagoe Jr. And if he stays with the under-21s, he's going to be the top scorer in the division. He's going to be probably the player of the season. I mean, this will be his 4th year playing with the under-21s. That doesn't make a lot of sense from a development standpoint. And you can just tell from his intelligence and his ability that there makes no sense for him to be here at this moment. Moving on to the under-18s. The under-21s, as I said, 2-2 draw with Forest. That's now just 1 point from 2 matches for Max Porter. But the big takeaway I had from this match is a couple of things for the under-21s. Number one, the difference Ibrahim made in the way that Arsenal were able to get a hold on that game night and day. If he starts the next match for the under-21s, which is against Brighton, which I believe he will with that Dudziak injury, didn't look great. He kind of went down non-contact. It looked like he was holding his thigh or his hamstring, so probably a muscle and not a ligament, but it didn't look great. As bad as that is for Dudziak, I think the under-21s are really going to improve with Ibrahim there. He's just so much more willing to take risk and to show to the ball in build-up. Also, Marli Salmon, I think it's worth mentioning in this match, played at right back, and he was solid. I still think he's getting back to full match fitness, but the fact that he can play right back so proficiently as well is fantastic. Josh Nichols did end up coming on for him later in that match. And then finally for the under-21s, I just don't know exactly what this team looks like 1 week from now when the transfer window closes, because Kavia and Sagoe Jr. absolutely need to go play senior football immediately. Kavia obviously just signed a new contract, so he's not leaving permanently. He did talk about a loan in his contract signing, so I expect that to happen. Sagoe Jr. probably needs to find a permanent move or something. There's just no doubt about it. So that attack's going to look very different when it's Andre Anus through the middle, who we've seen already, but then where does Max Dowman play? Obviously, we know Max Dowman made his incredible debut for Arsenal senior team on the weekend and won a penalty against Leeds United in the Premier League. Like, Max Dowman, with Saka's injuries, probably staying closer to that first team. So what does that attack look like, right, when you're now look at this starting lineup? Kavia goes on loan. Sagoe Jr. goes on loan. What does it look like? There aren't even many attackers on the bench here. Seb Ferdinand probably steps into one of those positions. Lewis-Skelly, we're not sure where he is. Seems like he may have picked up an injury. So there's a lot of questions to still be asked here for this under-21 team over the next week. It doesn't look like there's going to be any more signings at this moment that are going to take effect for this current window. We know that signing from Shamrock Rovers is happening, which is a very exciting thing. Looks like that'll be done in January. A player who likely will step into the under-21s, already has some senior experience. So that's a very exciting. I'm not going to try and pronounce his name, but everybody knows who I'm talking about. But until then, who knows? I mean, Ceadach O'Neill, who's had a really strong start for the under-18s, who we're going to talk about in a minute now, is potentially someone who could play out on that left side for the Arsenal under-21. So there's a lot of space here in this squad for these younger players to move up, but you also don't want to move them too fast. The under-18s, though, another thrilling match, another 3 points in a 3-2 win here over the under-18s, though, another thrilling win, 3-2 win over Southampton. That's 6 points for Adam Birchall's side. Another similar lineup, but a little bit different. We know Ife Ibrahim was with the under-21, so Tishan Marissa, as you see here, moved into that 6 role. You had Callan Hamill moving into the center back role with Josiah King going out on the right. Josh Agonaik stays there at left back, and Sam Chapman came out of this back 4. So Hamill and Onyekachukwu paired each other in the center back. And then you had Maalik Hashi coming into the starting 11, and I cannot speak highly enough about Maalik Hashi. I spoke a lot about him last week. I've been speaking about him a lot on Twitter. Maalik Hashi was spectacular in this game. He was spectacular in the last game, and he comes into the side, into the starting 11 here as Kyron Thompson moves to the bench. So Ceadach O'Neill was through the middle. You had Brando Bailey-Joseph off the right, and Alex Marciniak looks to be a crucial part of this team right now. It seems like somebody that they are really liking with Lewis-Skelly out, and he had another very solid match. We'll get into the highlights here for the Arsenal under-18s. And Ceadach O'Neill, look at just the size. He's another player who's grown quite a bit. Was a little bit on the smaller side, played as more of a 10 and off the left a little bit. It seems that with this growth spurt, Arsenal are going to try him out as a number 9 here. I know we're short on strikers. Last week we saw Kyron Thompson playing through the middle, but this week Ceadach O'Neill, and he does superbly to just take 2 dribbles off of, a loose pass from Southampton, but still just 2 dribbles and a smart goal. And stop me if you've seen this before, but Arsenal's under-18s are going to concede off of a corner kick. I've been talking about this for over a year. I have never seen a team concede more off of corner kicks than the under-18s, so maybe a little something for Adam Birchall and the team to look at. This is just poor marking. I mean, you've got 6 players here for the Arsenal under-18s and just somebody sneaking in off the back post. But again, if those are the only goals we're giving up, I'm not too concerned overall. And this is a very intriguing play to me. Number 1, Maalik Hashi working all the way back to win this ball. Love the work rate from your number 10. Does lose it, but again, works hard to continue to try and win it back. And then what Brando Bailey-Joseph does, after receiving this ball, after picking this ball out, winning it in the midfield, the pass that he plays through to Alex Marciniak is just spectacular. He turns the corner onto his left foot and finds Marciniak with a perfectly weighted ball. Marciniak is just a little unlucky that chip doesn't get over the goalkeeper's outstretched hands. But Brando Bailey-Joseph was just so good in this game. He was so intelligent in the way that he received, the way that he found space, And then Teshawn Marisa does something very similar, finding Ceadach O'Neill on a very nice left-footed pass, but Ceadach, unfortunately, was unable to score from there. But again, Maalik Hashi. That's Maalik Hashi winning the ball high up the pitch again, and Ceadach O'Neill getting his second goal. So an assist for Hashi there before he will end up scoring the match winner here. But Theo Julian, another extremely talented player with this under-18 side. He's the one who wins this free kick. And Theo Julian, I spoke about this last week, but for those who missed last week's episode, Theo Julian is thought of not only in the England setup, but in the Arsenal setup as one of the 5 most talented players at the academy right now. I mean, that doesn't include the likes of Ethan, Miles, Max, but of the players at the academy right now, Theo Julian was given one of the biggest contracts, was given one of the longest contracts, and is somebody that Arsenal see as a future first-team player. Super talented player, can play left back, right back, now is playing a lot in midfield where that's his preferred position. And you saw there, great ball carrier, really good. The ball stays very close to his feet, really hard to take it off of him. Really good in close play, especially close passing situations. Wins this free kick here from Maalik Hashi, and the technique Hashi just has is spectacular. Side netting, right over the wall, up and down. No matter what goalkeeper is there, they're not saving that. Hashi gets his second goal of the season. So now 2 goals and an assist for Hashi. And here Josiah King just gets wrong-sided, takes the player down, and unfortunately concedes a penalty that Jack Porter is unable to keep out. But Arsenal's under-18s get the win. That is now 6 points in 2 matches for the under-18s. And in other exciting news for the under-18s, they've got Peterborough United in the Premier League Cup tomorrow, or when this goes live, that'll be today. So for those who don't know, the Premier League Cup, it's 32 academy sides. 29 of those are from the under-18s Premier League, and then 3 sides from the Professional Development League for the under-18s. It's a group. You're in a group of 4 teams. We have Peterborough tomorrow, or today, when this video comes out, Stoke City and Norwich City. So Peterborough actually are one of the teams from the Development League. So hopefully a bit of an easier match for the under-18s, but one where sometimes you get to see some different players play. So maybe Sampang will get in there, or some of those other players who were on the bench for the first 2 matches here or weren't involved at all so far for the under-18. So it'll be exciting to see what that brings us. Maybe Bowen Phillips is a player you'll get to see as well. I expect Kyron Thompson, and keep you updated on Lewis-Skelly as we get more information on him here coming up. And I spoke about Max Dowman a little bit already, and honestly, Max Dowman maybe already now has surpassed the academy coverage, but we'll continue to talk about him here. Unbelievable what he did. It was, every time he touched the ball, it seemed like something amazing was going to happen, even as a 15-year-old in the Premier League. And what's most fascinating to me, and we saw this in the preseason, we saw it kind of with Ethan the first couple times he came on, but the way that this team wants to get Max Dowman the ball and believes in him at his age is just, it's shocking. It's not surprising because you knew the talent was there, but it's shocking how much a bunch of professional footballers believe in a 15-year-old to carry them forward. And with this Saka injury, I'm not saying we're going to see way more Max Dowman minutes, but the chances are you're going to see more Max Dowman minutes, especially just seeing Saka already picking up an injury. That's just more minutes you'd like to take off of him if we can. Spectacular, wins a penalty. His mate, Rio Nigamoa, scores today for Liverpool, which was not great for Arsenal fans, but just the 2 of them are going to be unbelievable for England over the next decade. A lot of very exciting things. This is Hale End Productions, away from Hale End, the show. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe every single week. We've got updates. The under-21s, the under-18s, how they perform. The under-19s in the UEFA Youth League, when that gets going. We'll be updating you on that as well. We're hopefully going to have some more loan moves here in the next couple of days. And by next week, we'll be reporting Kabia, Kikuri, Sagoe, whoever else may go out on loan. We have Carl Hayne out on loan. Maybe Setford gets a loan. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe Nygaard gets a loan. Maybe he doesn't. Who knows? Maybe Rojas gets a loan. We'll keep you posted as far as that goes. And that's that. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter @WillBalsam, on TikTok @HaleEndProductions, and we'll see you there.